All right, we're going to look at compound inequalities. Here's your warm-up. Answer the question, pause the video. If you're having trouble, let me know, and then come back to the video to check your answer. All right, check your answer. If you have any questions, let me know. Okay, we have a compound inequality. You'll notice that there are two different inequality symbols. And you'll also notice this piece here in the middle is in between them. This is really two inequalities. So what we're going to do is we're going to split this up into rewrite. Okay. So we're going to rewrite this as 10 is less or equal to 3y minus 2. This is the part that they have in common. I'm going to write that piece twice, essentially. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to solve individually. Okay. So this part is just now, you just have two problems like we did on the last learning target. And over here. So you essentially kind of get like two inequalities that happen. Now when we go to graph this, you should notice something pretty interesting about the graph. So I'm going to put 0 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then there's 7. So first of all, we're going to look at this one first. Okay, it is less or equal to. Is it open or closed? Close. So we're going to close it up on 4. And then we're going to pick a number in here for y that would make this true. So a number that's bigger than 4, because it says y is greater or equal to 4. So we're going to be pointing like 5, 8, all of those. So we're going to be pointing in this direction. Now we're going to look at this guy, open or closed circle. And it is open because there's no equal sign underneath the inequality. So open circle at 7. And then we want to pick a number that could go in place of y that would make sense. So we want y is less than 7, so pick a number less than 7. And we're going to point in that direction. So like 5 is less than 7. And what you'll notice is that we have like this overlap. So any number essentially between 4 and 7, but not including exactly 7. 6.9 would work. Okay? The and inequality tell you that your graph is going to be pointing towards each other. Okay? All right, for our next one, we have an or inequality. And the first step, again, is to solve each one of these. This one's already kind of like split up for you, right? So we're just going to go ahead and add 2. Or solve the one over here. So again, we have like two different inequalities. Now let's look at the graph and see how that's going to look. And probably need to put that down a little bit ways. I'm going to run out of room, aren't I? So we're going to look here at -1, and you have to decide open or closed. Open, because there's no equal sign underneath, so we have an open circle at -1. Then we're going to pick a number that we could put in place of y that would make sense. This says y is greater than -1, so pick a number bigger than -1. So what did you pick? 4 is bigger, right? So I'm going to point towards that number on the number line. Now we're going to look at the other. Let's look at this one. Okay, so -7, is it open or closed? It is closed because it does have that little equal sign underneath there, doesn't it? Okay, so at -7, y is less than or equal to -7, so pick a number that could go in place of y that would make it true. So y is less or equal to -7, like -8 work. So we're going to draw our line this way. And what you should notice is that ORs, the arrows on the graph, go away from each other. Okay? That being said, let's summarize a little bit. So if it is an and, now it could be written like such, okay, like the actual word, or it could be where you got something here, an inequality, something here in the middle, another inequality, okay? These are ands. And for that graph, you know that your arrows are going to be pointing towards each other, okay? If it's an or, they go away from each other. Okay? And that being said, arrows will never be going towards each other like that. They're not going to be going in the same direction. If they do, that means you've made a mistake someplace. Okay? So this scenario down here in black should not happen. All right?